Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. But first, friends, American farmers recently warned about coming food shortages. They're not going to be able to grow enough food this year because of an off the charts fertilizer shortage. That means you need to stockpile emergency food if you don't have some. Get the recommended minimum of 3 months worth per person in your family. Right now, you can save $150 off a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 largest preparedness company, proudly offering Ready, our brand products because they're the very best. Go to preparewithjericho.com and get your $150 savings on their 3-month emergency food kit. That kit provides breakfast, lunch, dinners, drinks, and snacks totaling over 2,000 calories a day. You won't go hungry when you have this food. So go to preparewithjericho.com, save $150 on your 3-month food kit. Preparewithjericho.com. Don't let your family suffer. Act now while there's still time. Go to preparewithjericho.com. What's up, everyone? I see you in the comment section. I just put this up because I went and got water balloons for my son. His little friend was coming over. It's going to be over 100 today. So then I was out there trying to fit the damn, because they didn't have the ones where you just hook it up to the water hose and it fills like 30 balloons at once. They didn't have those when we were kids. So when I found those out, I was like, I'll never do it old school again. Well, they didn't have any, so I had to do it old school. I tried fitting it around the nozzle from this, or the faucet from the sink. That didn't work. But then the hose outside had a smaller attachment. It fit around it easier. What can I do? And I completely forgot to put the live stream up to let everybody know that it was happening. So sorry about that. But, kids, shit happens. Viewer funded platform. I sure appreciate it. Make sure you check out JerichoGreen.net. That's my website. You will get exclusive videos you will only find there. I just uploaded 2 of them yesterday. JerichoGreen.net, $3.99 a month if you want to become a member. Venmo, GreenforGreen, Cashapp, $ Jericho Green, the #1. Super chats, you know how that works. You put the shit up here, I read it. Who's going to pop that super chat cherry today? Whoever you are, be gentle. P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. And mygreengear.com. You want to get that green gear? You like these hats and whatnot? I got a whole bunch of shit there. New designs coming. mygreengear.com. So, who's in here? No, Lord German Husbando. I am going to be here. Like I said, I kind of dropped the ball on that one, but what can you say? It was very pleh of me. It won't happen again. Ghost 8. I see you. Thank you, Ghost 8. Ghost of Josie Wells. A lot of ghosts here. Jackie Blue, Daro 333, Lala HK, Oscar, Amy, Mason, Shima, 86. What's up? Appreciate it. Dr. Marquez Retro Elixir. What's up? Raymond, DB, Steven, Clark, The Ferg, Black Lake, Dark Shadow 1993, Shay, Amrocks, Laura Lee, I see you. Grafted, Branch Homestead, I see you. Oh, look at that. Who's this little cherry popper here? Is that D-Light? You know it is. What do you think about Pedo Pete? Which one is that? Is that Booty Gauge? Is that's the only Pete I know of? Mr. Booty Gauge. I mean, butt edge. What's his name? Who cares? Jackie Blue, thank you. Smash that like button, people. Smash the hell out of it. Let's see what you can do. See how bad you can smash that button. But if you're talking about Pete Booty Gauge, I don't know what he did. Did he do something? You can't talk bad about him. He's a birthing person. He's probably chest feeding right now. Nuclear 1-2 says Pedo Pete is Biden's nickname for Hunter. Oh man, poor Hunter. All he wants Oh, Biden. Yeah, I mean, all Hunter wants is just to smoke his crack in peace around a bunch of children. What's wrong with that, guys? Huh? Why can't you just leave him be? Why can't you let him weigh his drugs with his prostitutes and sit around with a bunch of kids, some of them with their feet on his chest? Oh, you didn't see that picture? JerichoGreen.net on Instagram. If you want to lose a few pounds, you want to engage in some bulimia, go ahead and check that out. Your food will come up at a high rate of speed right out of your face. David Brohawk Williams at Jericho Green. How can I get a private message, PM message to you where I know you could get it? I follow you on IG, but don't get responses there. Yeah, I'm bad about that on IG, but shoot me an email, JerichoGreen2018 at gmail.com. I check my email every day. So holla at me, David. Apple Guy 670. What up, Jericho? From Colorado Springs. I've been to Denver and I've been to Breckenridge in Colorado. Hold on. Jumping on me comments. Ruben Walls. Hey, Jericho. What's going on? I'm new on here, but I've been watching your videos for a very long time. Thank you for the entertainment, man. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me someone to infotain. And who's this? Who's this little super chat here, huh? The Hawk 666. Thank you very much. Says first, Jill mispronounced C. That's right. Then she says C. se puede or some shit. First, Jill mispronounced si se puede. Two, her comparing Latinos to tacos, and Jill needs to stop talking to Latinos altogether. What twisted wonderland we live in. Yeah, what? I'm surprised she didn't call them Latinx. Isn't that some of the most disgusting? What's a Latinx? Stop that shit. And I've heard 20-something Mexican people using that language in real life. This shit is terrible. I don't know if it's, it can't say it's hereditary because she's not related to Joe Biden through blood. Maybe his senility, you can get it through osmosis. Maybe if you spend too much time around a senile old person, it will bleed through your skin and you'll get it too. I don't know how to explain it. Is it possible that two dumb stars collided in the universe and fell in love? Yeah, it's possible. That's probably most possible that they're just two dumbasses who got together because she must have the same handlers at him, not checking what she's about to say. She said, but what did she say? Pagoda or some shit. She was at a speech. Then saying, instead of saying bodega, she said like bagata or some shit. Maybe they're just freestyling. Maybe they're just like, hey, we're just going to get out there. Trump was good at it, so maybe we can just get out there and just say whatever. Is that what they're thinking? I don't know. But they're both horrible. Kamala Harris, too. Is there something in the damn water at the White House? How can you have 3 jackasses? 4, if you count Pelosi. She discovered her hands live on TV the other day. That's one of the videos I did yesterday on my website, JerichoGreen.net. She was talking about the reasons for inflation. She said the war in Iraq was one of them. I thought we were done with that. She said COVID was another one. And then she looks down like this at her hands. Like either she just noticed them for the first time or hasn't seen them in a long time. Weird shit. Check it out. Brendan Gerzalak, thank you very much for the twomp. He says, what's up, Jericho? What's up, Brendan? Today is my birthday. Could you please do the Kamala cackle? Thank you. Hey, for your birthday, Brendan, gaga, 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 gaga. That's a direct quote from the vice president. That's her. That's how she talks. Stop me when I'm wrong, comment section. You let me know when I'm lying about Kamala Harris. Does she not sound like that? Yes, she does. She sounds like something like if you crash landed in a tropical, like the Amazon somewhere, and it was your first night there and you were scared. She sounds like one of the sounds you would hear coming from the jungle at night, coming from the darkness. Like something like a howler monkey or something like that. Right? Like if you heard that, if you were scared at night in the jungle and you heard ga 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 in the distance, would you not be scared? Would you not get that nervous gas? You know that gas when you're about to get a whooping as a kid or something, or about to get in a fight? You know what I mean? Wouldn't you get frightened if you heard that in the darkness? Of course you would. You know what the fuck that thing is. Sounds like it has sharp teeth. Soul Warrior Vibe, Arizona checking in. What's up, Arizona? Michigan, Ultra Mega 1976. That was so stupid when he tried to start that. This Ultra Mega move. Oh, that was terrible. Terrible. East Coast Temple. What's up? Missouri, JD, I see you. I see you. Derek Payne, salute to you, sir. I'm glad you're here. You could be anywhere. It's a sunny afternoon in the summer. But you're here with me. Thank you. And again, happy birthday to you, Brendan. Appreciate it. You're here on your birthday? Well, I hope I don't disappoint. Scarlet Witch. Love your channel, JD. I watch every day. Good job, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Preach. So what the hell are we going to talk about today, people? You saw the title, Children of the Corn. Also, the picture is from one of them little bastards, one of them crazy little bastards from Children of the Corn. I think it was Malachi or something. I remember watching it as a kid. I was scared as hell, but I always remember the kid named Malachi. But the reason I named it that is because I'm going to be talking about two stories. One of them, these kids, I don't know if you've seen the video. You can check it out on @JG Talk. I'll also try to find a link. I'll put it in the description box after I'm done here live. There's these kids in St. Paul, Minnesota. And the cops were there. I believe they were looking for a suspected killer. And hold on a second. The Hot 666, thank you very much. No, I got that one. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for. Oh, damn it. Go. I'm super in here. I got to get to it. There it is. Mallory Faust. I knew I saw you there. Thank you very much. Says, what's up, JG? How do you like Pelosi letting the old sweater puppies breathe some out at the beach the other day? Yeah, I put that up on my Instagram page. Those aren't sweater puppies. Those are like sweater Shar-Peis. You know, they got like the wrinkles on them, the wrinkled up face like that. Those are like sweater Shar-Peis or like sweater old hound dogs. Those are like hound dog ears. They were bigger than I thought. I didn't know Nancy was packing that kind of heat under there. She has some tig old bitties, but whew, I don't want to see them. But the people at that beach in Italy, they were. Sorry for them. Sorry that you had to see them big old liver spotted titties. Grand Champ Pros, yo, JG Wentworth. It's my money and I want it now. Vicki Allen, Washington State. D. Heather Green, Missouri. What's up? Just all over the U.S., huh? Linda from New York. What up? What up? JJ Finnegan, what's up? JJ. So, like I was saying, we're going to talk about those kids. So it's St. Paul, Minnesota, and these cops were there. They were serving a warrant or something. They were looking for somebody. And so a couple of the cops stayed outside. I imagine there were some cops inside. And while they were outside, they were being berated and assaulted by little kids, cussing at them. One little kid tried to hit one of the cops. Luckily, he was only like 3 or 4 years old, so that cop didn't slam his ass against the car and throw cuffs on him. But just some of the wildest, craziest shit you've ever seen. Like, no child should be behaving that way anywhere in any country, especially not here in the United States of America. But that's what happened. We'll get deeper into that. Also, these kids between the ages of 10 and 14 at 2:30 in the morning. Think about this. When you were between the ages of 10 and 14, where were you on a Monday night, Tuesday night? Where were you? Sunday night. Or technically, it'd be Sunday morning. But 2:30 a.m., where were you between the ages of 10 and 14? I imagine it's a 3-letter word. Bed, right? Not these little bastards. They decided 2:30 a.m. was a good time to go outside and beat a man to death with a traffic cone. I shit you not. Also, where I put in there, is it okay, in the description of this video, I put, is it okay to say the N-word at a concert? because apparently there was this rapper named Roddy Ricch, and he has songs called "In the Box" or something. I can hear it in my head, because it's one of those popular songs that people use for memes and shit. Anyway, so he was at a concert, and the crowd was singing his song, the song that he wrote and he decided to get famous off of. He wanted people to know Roddy Ricch by this song. So all these concert goers who pay good money or their parents good money to go to this concert because they like his music, they listen to his music. And when you listen to music over and over and over again, what happens? You memorize the lyrics. So these people, most of them white, showed up to his concert, started singing the song that he wrote. You wrote this shit and put it out to the world. So you can't get mad when it echoes back to you. So he's at a concert. People are singing this song. The crowd is mostly white. But the song that he wrote has the word nigger in it. Nigger. So these white kids are saying the word nigger that he wrote in his song. So it sparked a debate. Some people were mad, saying they were mad that they were saying it, but they were asking, should white people be allowed to say the N-word if they're singing the song at a concert? But I want to go a step further, and I'm going to throw in Asian people, Mexicans, Puerto Rican, Samoans, anybody who's not white. Should they be allowed to say the N-word if they're at a concert, if they paid their good money to get into this concert? We'll talk about that shit too. Oh, before I even get started, so yesterday I said that the reason when someone donates $10, I say thanks for the Hamilton because he is on the $10 bill. He is, but I referred to him as a president. He was not a U.S. president. He was the first U.S. Secretary of Treasury appointed by George Washington, which actually makes more sense. U.S. Secretary of the Treasury, first one on some money. But Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton, was not a U.S. president. He was the first U.S. Treasury Secretary. Boom. Take that. I stand corrected. But people, you know how we start off these damn lives? You know how we do. We have a segment called Good Gun. All too often, you hear about gun violence and this person shot up this or a school or a grocery store or some shit like that. Well, guess what? That's because the gun was in the hands of a bad person. The gun's not bad. It was in the hands of a bad person. I like to read stories before each live about stories where good people did something with the gun, protected themselves or their own, or in this case, someone else. The title of this article is Woman Shoots and Kills Indiana Cop's Attacker. Huh? So, a woman came to the aid of an Indiana officer who was struggling with a suspect. According to the Courier-Journal, the state conservation officer responded to a suspicious person called Monday when the incident occurred. A struggle between the officer and Justin Holland, 32, ensued shortly after the officer arrived on the scene. As the officer was being overtaken by Holland, the woman fired one round from her personal firearm and struck the suspect in the torso. That girl was practicing with that thing. Holland was later pronounced dead at the hospital. The officer was treated for non-life-threatening injuries, and the identities of both the officer and the woman are being withheld as Indiana State Police conduct an investigation into the incident. What? So that woman, she's chugging along, minding her business, looks over, sees an officer in peril and says, I'll take care of this. She had the confidence and the courage to pull her sidearm and render aid to that police officer. Good for you, lady. I think every woman should have a gun. I think every tax-paying citizen should have a gun. I think the government should give us guns. Every year you should get a subsidy from the government to either purchase another firearm, purchase ammunition or accessories for your firearm, or put it toward a training course. Why not? Maybe here's what we got to do. Here's what we need to do to get the best from our government. We need to be from another country, because apparently if you're in another country, we will send you cash, we will send you oil, we'll send you weapons. We might leave your country, just leave the weapons there. But basically, you have to be from another country. So what you need to do, what's the hottest country now that they're supporting? Is it still Ukraine? We're still hemorrhaging money to them. So leave here, establish Ukrainian citizenship, and then come back to America, and then they'll just open the floodgates. You take whatever you want. Maybe then they'll give us what we need. Maybe then they'll incentivize people to purchase firearms. Remember, they were dropping them by the crate into Ukraine. They were bragging about those Ukrainian people defending themselves with them big, black, scary AR-15s. Them big Green Mile looking AR-15s. They were bragging about it. They were cheering for the Ukrainian people. Look at them defending themselves in the streets with these firearms. So if you're Ukrainian, federal government hook you up. So maybe that's what we should do. But shout out to that lady, whose name we don't know, because of the investigation is still pending. But she did that. I bet they gave that officer a bunch of shit too when he got back to the precinct. But there you go. Another edition of Good Gun. That lady got him in the damn torso. That's where your vitals are. Good for her. And I'm glad that officer was able to be saved, because who knows how that would have turned out if that guy would have gotten the best of him. You know, would he have just hurt him? Would he have pulled his sidearm and killed him? Never know. But we don't have to know, because that lady was on the scene. Was on the scene with that firearm. Jackie Blue, thank you. She says, thoughts on Navy being guinea pigs for Gates Franken meat. That's terrible. This is the first I'm hearing of that, but that's fucking disgusting. Why would you feed our U.S. military fake meat? I know there's some vegetarians in there that give them vegetables. Why have fake gross meat? When the fuck did Bill Gates become this financier for vaccines and viruses? When did he start having opinions on viruses and buying up farmland? Weren't you the nerdy Windows 95 dude? When did this shit happen? When did he start attending these world summits talking about the shape of the global community? When did that happen? Because I thought he was the computer guy. But apparently now he's having dealings with the United States Navy to provide them meat. He has like a few hundred thousand acres of farmland. China has a bunch too, which is weird to me. I've never understood why we let our enemy buy our land. That's weird. And is there some kind of clause to where we went to war with them or something that we could just take that land back and say, fuck you? I'm sure there is. I hope there is. But yeah, that's sick and disgusting, Jackie Blue. Why would they do that? Why would you test that on our servicemen and women? Why would you give that to them? Give them vegetables or meat? But this is coming from a U.S. military that likes to put rainbow stuff on their pages and maternity flight suits and pronouns, and disgusting. Just kill, okay? Just kill. That's it. So first, so those kids I was telling you about cussing at the police in St. Paul, Minnesota. Oh, bummer. So these kids were between the ages of probably 3, and you can't see all of them. You can only see a few of them. I guess, I don't know if it's from the cop's body cam or whoever else was there, but you can't see all of the kids, but you can hear some of them. The ones you can see are the little ones. So many things wrong with this footage and this language and these actions. So, first of all, they're little black kids. And people will say, Jericho, why don't you talk about white people doing this? Why don't you show the white people? Well, to them, first of all, I say, start your own fucking channel. You can talk about whatever you want. Start your own instead of hating on mine. But that's falling on deaf ears. They're dumb. But I Googled white kids cussing out police. white kids cursing police, white kids hitting police. I looked. I couldn't find it. I could not find it. You Google black kids cussing at police, you're going to find something. Never mind the color for a minute. These little kids are going to grow up to be baby making machines and killers. Because the two or three kids you can see, one of the main offender is this little boy who's probably 4 years old in his underwear with no shoes. Now, I know it might get hot in Minnesota, but damn. This little boy is outside in his underwear with no damn shoes on, no shirt, just wearing his underwear. All he has on is underwear and an attitude. Behind him is a little girl. I think she's wearing a diaper. She's probably 2 or 3. Let me say that again, a little girl. All she's wearing is a diaper. You have your little girl damn near naked out in public. I know, oh, they're little, it's cute. Not out in public. Not out on the street. Little girl, little boy, half naked. There's another one. You can hear other kids. They sound probably 13, 14. They sound like they're a little bit older. But they're all talking shit to the police. Oh, you looking like this, motherfucker? You looking at cussing. Talking shit to the police. When I was a kid, after a certain age, maybe elementary school, junior high, I would cuss, but around my friends. I didn't cuss in front of adults. And I certainly didn't cuss in front of the police. But these little kids, you can tell that they're only around women. They don't have no father. They don't have any male influence. You can tell by the way they talk. They sound like ghetto females. Bitch. They sound like a ghetto female. And these are boys talking. But if you marinate something, if you marinate meat in a certain seasoning, what is that meat going to taste like? It's going to taste like whatever it was marinated in, what it was soaked in, what it was submerged in. So these little boys are submerged in estrogen. So that's what they're going to sound like. That's what they're going to act like. You can tell these children are raised by women by the way they talk to the police, by the way they talk to those male police. They talk to them like they know nothing's going to happen because they're women. So when these boys grow up, they're going to keep that mentality. They're going to talk to and act like when they're around the police, they're going to act like women that won't have anything happen to them because they're women. Because naturally, men give women a little more rope. We give them a longer fuse before we blow. Because they're women. We know they're physically not as strong as us. They're less of a threat. We know that even if we took a straight shot to the face by a woman, chances are you're going to be all right. You're not going to sleep. So they take that mentality in their male bodies and go out there and get shot and killed by the police because they want to act like over-emotional females, over-emotional, ghetto-ass females. So you can tell just by the way they sound, these little boys don't got no fucking dad in the house. You can also tell they're raised around profanity and disrespect. That little boy tried to hit that police officer more than once. Now let that boy get up to 16, 17-year-old and try that shit again. The cop's not just going to, because the cop backed up and kind of shoot him. Like, boy, what are you doing? Get out of here. Hey, what are you doing? But there's going to be no more time for that. Hey, get out of here. What are you doing when that boy is an adult? Now it's time to start pulling shit off of this utility belt to deal with that little boy, with that young man. The language, cussing at the cop, trying to hit the police officer. Boy, what the fuck are you being raised by? Well, you ain't being raised by shit. You just got a roommate. Them hood rats ain't teaching them kids nothing. Why were they outside like that? Why was no one watching them? Why was no one out there to say, hey, get your ass over here. Get in the house. Why are you talking like that? Why are you even out here? It's grown-up business. Take your butt over there and play. or send them over to somebody's house. Why are those kids out there milling around insulting the police? Why were they allowed to do that? Why was there no other adult around to say, hey, what are you doing? Get out of here. Why do those kids not have no clothes on? Why did that little girl not have any clothes on? And you think that was a clean diaper she was wearing? You think her bottom was freshly powdered and put in a clean diaper? I doubt it. That diaper was probably sagging because obviously you don't care about these kids. That shit was horrible. I bet those cops were thinking, oh, yeah, I'll be arresting you. Ooh, you're going to have a bunch of kids around you pretty soon, little girl. You're fucked. You're a lost cause, little girl. We might as well get you a stroller and a bassinet now. We might as well start training you to take care of multiple children on your own now. You're done. You little boy, I'm probably going to end up shooting you in a couple years. Your ass is going to jail. I'm going to know you by your first name. That's what they are. They're future felons of America. They're future baby mamas of America. Because of the squalor, disrespect, and foul language that these kids are raised in. They sounded like little tiny hood rats. That little boy tried to hit a police officer. And what if that police officer slapped that boy upside his head? What are you doing? Stop trying to hit me. Oh, shit. Can you imagine? Don't let it be a white cop. Oh, my goodness. Slavery. That cop was just like a slave master because the police were started to catch slaves. Shut the fuck up. Dumbass shit. My goodness, man. Them poor kids. I feel sorry for them. It's not even their fault. It's not even their fault. Them poor kids, man. You're raising killers. You're raising little killers. What do you think those boys are going to turn into? They're out on the sidewalk cussing at the police as children. Like I said, some of the other boys, you can hear them, but you don't see them, but you can hear them. They sound 13, 14, 15. They sound like they're older. What do you think they're going to be into? The cops were there looking for a murderer. These boys are doomed. That little girl is doomed. Unless somebody comes in and takes those children, I'm not talking about the system. I'm talking about like some blindside shit. Some family, some well-to-do family needs to come and take those children now. Because if not, they are doomed. They're going to be behind bars or under a sheet. That's it. That's the only two ways that life ends. In jail or dead. That little girl is going to end up on welfare. She's going to run away because she's going to be tired of being molested by her hood rat ass mama, letting all these different men come in the house and have unfettered access to her. Okay, so she's going to leave. She's going to run away, probably have a baby too damn early, and here we go. Here starts the vicious cycle over again. Then her little kids are going to be out on the stoop cussing at the police because they're in her house looking for a fucking murder suspect. And she's going to have 9 kids a year and a half apart from 10 different men. So on and so forth. Man, let me tell you like this. I'll get to the super chats. Let me tell you like this. If I was out, let's say I fell down and bumped my head, something happened, and I find myself cussing at the police, trying to hit them, swiping at the police. Let's just say I was one of the older ones just running my, oh, bitch, you wearing this, oh, fucked up, blah, 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 talking all this shit to the cops. And my dad happened to walk around the corner and hear that. First of all, you remember those cartoons where like Tom and Jerry, where Tom would get scared and all the color would just go, and he'd turn white? That's what I would do when I saw my dad. I would just, all color would go. And then my dad, he would say, officer, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on here. We will give him an MRI to make sure his brain is okay. I don't know why he did this, but I'll promise you this, officer, it won't happen again. And then my dad would snatch my soul from my body, like Mortal Kombat. Okay? He would take my spirit out of my body. My dad would kill me. The next day, all my friends would be dressed in black, crying outside of my home because I would be dead. And whatever part of me my dad didn't kill, my mom would kill when she found out. I would be deceased. Jericho Green would never happen. There would never be a YouTube channel. There would never be Instagram. There would never be merch. All of this would disappear. It'd be like the butterfly effect. It'd be like that picture in Back to the Future where he looked at it and he was disappearing. I would be gone. My dad would reach inside of my chest and remove my spirit. My dad had them hands. Like if you didn't have no sandpaper, my dad would just sand it with his hands. You needed somewhere to strike a match, it was on my dad's palm. He just had them callous, rough hands. He unscrewed bolts like this. Damn a crescent wrench. My dad would, I wouldn't even say he'd beat my ass. He would just kill me. Because you going out in the world disrespecting authority and putting a bad mark on our name as a family, you got to watch out for that green boy. He's nothing but trouble. That would never be said. But if my parents found out I was acting like that, I would be no more. My brother would be an only child. He'd get all the toys. He'd have no more competition. He'd get all the attention because I would be gone. But these little kids, they don't see nothing wrong with that. They don't see nothing wrong. Them cops are going to leave. They're going to go back in the house with roaches everywhere, fucked up, unhealthy food, no supervision. How were those kids outside talking to the police like that unnoticed? If my mom caught me doing that, number one, the police ain't coming to our house for shit. Police never came. The only time the police came to our house, we had a fire. We lived out in the country, and there was a 7-acre minimum where we lived. We had 10 acres. There was a fire. The firefighters noticed an abnormal amount of cars. My dad worked on cars. He used to own a gas station. So we had some old cars, 57 Chevy, shit like that. They had parts for them and shit, fenders and stuff. And so they notified the police, they notified the car theft division to make sure we weren't running a chop shop or something. So they came there, 2 plainclothes officers came there, detectives, talked to my parents. My mom worked at the DMV, so she had all the records. My mom had them all. Oil changes, you name it. She had it. Pink slips, everything. Showed it to him. Hey, sorry to waste your time. Have a good day. That's the only time the police ever came to my house. So number one, this shit wouldn't even be happening. This is all hypothetical for me. But if it did, if my mother caught me talking to any adult like that, especially the police, my dad would be like, where do we bury him? Because I know you killed him. Where do we bury him? He was a good kid. He had a good run. He had a good life, but it's over now. If I caught my kid, let's get to these super chats. I would have no kids because the same thing would happen to them. Eddie B, thank you very much for that. Hamilton, J to the MF and G. Though the show as usual, keep up the great work. Sincerely yours, everyone. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Eddie B, good looking out. Appreciate that. Saw some more in here. Jeff Martinez, thank you. America can be described in one word. A shut I don't even know what that says. Oh, it's by Biden, so it's gibberish. Just embarrassing. He needs hospice. That's what I'm saying. 2 Secret Service agents need to be replaced by orderlies, all white, dressed in all white, the short sleeve, button-up shirt, the white pants, white shoes, orderlies. So you can, right over here, Mr. Biden. Oh, right, the time for your medicine, Mr. Biden. Okay, yes, you can have butterscotch pudding, but you got to take your medicine first. And they got to check under his tongue, make sure he didn't fake that shit. Orderlies. And that's probably a direct quote. I think I've seen Biden say that same thing. I mean, he can be pleb from time to time. Not always, but sometimes. Hey, the exiled lioness, what's up? I be checking your lives on Saturdays, doing your thing. Thank you very much. Go Jericho. That video of the kids was disturbing. The foul language, the lack of respect, and clothes. Thank you. I'm sorry. Little girls should not be outside unclothed. Call me archaic, old-fashioned. But girls are just different. I told my daughter, she loves to swim. That girl might have a gill or two. She's a fish. But when you're not in that pool, my wife bought her like this little thing she just puts on like a dress. She just throws it right over. It's easier than dealing with towels. I recommend it. My son has one. It's a little sharp thing. It has a hood on. It's like a towel. A towel you can wear with a little hood. I recommend it for all parents who have water-loving children. But I told my daughter, you're of an age now, you need to cover it up when you're out of the water. That's it. That shit is inappropriate. Shoeless. No shoes, no shirt, just underwear and a diaper outside in front of the police. Cussing the police out. Unreal. Thank you, Exiled Lioness. Check her out. Check her page out. Also on Saturdays, I believe I'm correct on that. She does live streams. Very unique angle. I love her perspective. Hold on, we got one or two more. Let me get to them. I just didn't want to stop because I was in the middle of a point. That's all. I think that's it. Is that it? No, that wasn't it. I'll stick with my first mind. Learned that from my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Paget. She says, always go with your first mind. Yes, Miss Paget. Mrs. Paget, excuse me. Probably my most strict teacher, but my favorite teacher. She was so mean. That was what we thought she was when we were kids. I remember it was like, I think it was like good attendance or something like that. And basically whatever, turn in your homework, something. And every quarter we would have a pizza party. So Round Table Pizza would come and deliver, pepperoni pizza, whatever. And all the kids who met the criteria would get to have a pizza party. But if your ass didn't get to have pizza, guess what you were doing? Sitting there eating your lunch that your parents packed, or go to the cafeteria for hot lunch. There was no, everybody gets pizza because everyone is here. We don't want to make anyone feel left out. We want everybody to feel included. Inclusiveness, inclusivity. No, if you didn't cut the mustard, you didn't get no damn pizza. You know how many times I was sitting there like, man, I want some pizza. Better get it together next time. Look at me, still alive. I'm not hurt. I'm okay. I'm just fine that I didn't get the things that the kids who deserved it got. Balls deep. Thank you very much for the $7. Very specific amount. Thank you. Balls deep to the bristle. It's hard to be an upstanding person. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for instilling that concept in me. Thank you, sir. I wish it wasn't hard. It doesn't seem that way. You don't got to have the damn Huxtables. You don't got to have Danny Tanner as your dad to turn out good, but you definitely need a dad. This is a direct, what's the word I'm looking for? This is a direct consequence of not having your father. Because while one parent is talking to the police, the other parent can be handling the kids. They can make sure they're inside or out of the way. Or, I don't know, have clothes on. Let's just start with the basics. Clothes. That shit is horrible, man. And that's terrible for us as a society. Yes, black folks first, because they look like us, and their parents are a fucking embarrassment. But who do you think these kids are going to be sticking up and robbing and shooting? Us. Derek Payne, that's right. Your soul is mine. You're done. And that's real. My dad, bruh. That time that I shot my brother in the face with a BB gun, my dad came upstairs. He was, when you go upstairs, sometimes you'll do 2 steps at once. Instead of just each step, you'll skip one. That's what upstairs. His belt was already folded in half when he came in the room. He was ready. I told that story a long time ago. Maybe I'll tell it soon. But yeah, I shot my brother in the face with a BB gun one time. And my dad, he dispensed justice quickly with extreme prejudice. Eddie B, again, thank you. He said, go on and preach, JG. You ain't never lying. I mean, we taught our kid, stay on the straight and narrow, and keep your nose clean. That's nothing special. That's what every parent should be teaching their child. Be a respectful individual. Respect authority. Respect yourself. Respect yourself first. And that starts with not sending them outside half naked, especially a little girl. Are you kidding me? This shit ain't hard. And if you ain't ready, guess what? Don't have them. The cartoons are not true. Storks do not deliver children. Somebody has to lay down or bend over. Somebody has to get on top of or behind them and go, hey, yeah. So if you don't want the consequence of that, then don't do it. Don't just show up on your door, raise me. You got to make them, stupid. And judging by how many kids were out there, you know the process, lady. We need to put a metal plate on the inside of her left knee and put a magnet on the inside of her right knee. And maybe she can keep her damn legs together and stop spitting out killers. Marty, thank you very much. Says you're right. I feel for these kids. Speaking truth as always. Thanks. I feel that the truth always serves me best. It is terrible for those kids. You think those kids want to live like that? You think those kids want to stay up all, because you know they do. You know them little mongrels aren't in bed by 8 o'clock. You think they want to stay up all night, have poor nutrition, no supervision, nobody loving them and cleaning them and clothing them and brushing their hair in the morning, telling them how beautiful and handsome they are, telling them what they can be someday? Not putting them to sleep every night with the lullaby of gunfire? You think they want to be surrounded by foul language and terrible music, telling them to go out and kill each other? You think that little girl wants her only example to be a slut hood rat? You think those little kids want to be in a house where their mama's boyfriend's face changes every week? And he's home alone with them, touching them, doing shit to them? No, kids want, let me take that back. Kids need and require structure, bedtimes, chores, requirements, cleaning themselves, cleaning their room, doing something. Kids need structure. They need to be told what to do. And with structure comes consistency. They need that too. They need to know that mommy and daddy will always be there. There will always be food. There will always be clean clothes. There will always be love and safety. These kids don't have that shit. They're raised in war zones. They don't want that. They don't want it, and we damn sure don't need it. Because these little fuckers are going to be sticking guns in people's faces in no time flat if they haven't already. That little girl is going to have a baby on her hip by 14. No girl wants that. No girl wants to be a teen mom on their own. But that's exactly what those kids are headed for. That mother needs to be flogged. Look that one up if you don't know what it means. She needs to be flogged. She needs to, what was that kid? Cane her ass. That woman needs to be punished for creating a life. You can't even call that a life. For creating that environment for those kids. And who's with me? Team hysterectomy. Who's with me? I think you're done. I think you're done with your reproductive parts, lady. We can't have you putting out any more of these little foul-mouthed future prison numbers. We can't have this. We can't have you putting out any more future wit queens. You are done. You've shown that you don't know what to do with your reproductive organs. So as a society, we can't allow you to turn up the danger on us. So here, put this rag over your face, and we're going to get in there, and we're going to Halloween pumpkin your insides. We're going to scoop it out. You're done. You ain't got to worry about periods or nothing else. We're going to clean it out. Because you've shown that you don't know what to do with them. You got barefoot, half-naked, foul-mouthed children out in the street cussing and taking swings at the police. Right now, that shit is cute. Oh, get out of here, little kid. Let your 17-year-old take a swing at the cops and see what happens. Then you're going to be out there in the street with some crooked fucking lawyer talking about systemic racism and we need police reform when all you needed was vaginal reform. Keep that shit together. Why don't you start incentivizing these women to keep the family together instead of push the man out and keep spitting out babies for a check? Disgusting. Who's super chatter? Who are you? Who are you, super chatter? Let's find out. I see a lot of people are down for team hysterectomy. We might have to do 2 teams. That's a lot of people. Sonny Carroll, thank you very much. Those kids will most likely be the ones shot by police in the future and then unfortunately get a hero's funeral and protest. Fake outrage. That's right. Let's get these golden caskets ready. Let's get the golden casket. George Floyd got a golden casket. Is that what you want? You want to raise a generation of George Floyds that die under fentanyl and a dumb cop's knee? Is that what you want? You want these unarmed black men to get killed by the police? That's the path you're sending them down. Patricia Whitman, yes, take the kids away. Take them. You don't want the streets to take them. Take those kids away. Give them kids some structure and a nice, warm, clean home with good food to eat and watch them turn around. Watch them be a little genius, a little scholar, a little entrepreneur, a little inventor. Maybe a police officer themselves. Maybe these kids could possibly be good politicians that turn this country around, but we'll never know because they're raised in squalor, filth, disrespect, and foul language and violence. Disgusting. That little boy took a swing at the cop. What the fuck? But despite all that, remember, friends, American farmers recently warned about coming food shortages. They're not going to be able to grow enough food this year because of an off-the-charts fertilizer shortage. That means you need to stockpile emergency food if you don't have some. Get the recommended minimum of 3 months worth per person in your family. Right now, you can save $150 off a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest preparedness company, proudly offering Ready Hour brand products because they're the very best. Go to preparewithjericho.com, get your $150 savings on their 3-month emergency food kit. This kit provides breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks totaling over 2,000 calories a day. You won't go hungry when you have this food. So go to preparewithjericho.com, save $150 on a 3-month food kit. That's preparewithjericho.com. Don't let your family suffer. Act now while there's still time. Go to preparewithjericho.com. Is that another super? Huh? Let's see who you are. Super chatter. Oh, Valerie Rogers. Thank you very much. 2 welfare babies and forced hysterectomy to continue benefits. There you go. Why do these systems allow these women to have multiple babies on the taxpayer dime? Multiple. Why? Shouldn't there be a point? Look, lady, you're not following the rules. You're not going to stop. You're not going to change. Peace out. Give me your kids. Peace out. Oh, hysterectomy. Peace out. Sounds good to me. Also, like I mentioned, in Philly, these kids, 10 to 14 years old, beat a 73-year-old man to death with a traffic cone. You can see in the video that one of them picked the cone up, hit him in the head. He falls, hits his head on the ground. That's probably what started the process of his death. Then you see a little girl, she must be the 10-year-old, braids in her hair, picks it up, and throws it at the man again and hits him in the head. 3 times they struck this man in the head with a traffic cone, killing him. Kids at 2:30 in the morning. 2:30 in the morning. So what time do these kids get to bed? What time do they get to bed during the school year? What are they like when they wake up and go to school in the morning? What kind of student are you sending to the school with little sleep and a poor diet and no rules? What do you think that teacher's going to have to deal with? That's why all them schools in the inner city are like the movie Lean on Me. Look, watch the first half hour of that movie. I think the opening scene. Watch the opening scene of Lean on Me, and that is these inner city schools. Oh, let's see. Jeff Radliff said Jericho, the 10-year-old boy the 10-year-old was the boy filming it and was jumping around laughing. Why is that boy out there with a phone filming that shit? Love is war. These deadbeat parents are just letting their kids run the show. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. My kids don't run shit in my house. And they're happy. They're happy. They don't have to be bogged down with the responsibility, taking care of their siblings. Where are we going to get a good meal? Am I going to get shot? I'm scared. Who's this weirdo trying to touch me? My kids ain't running nothing. They can give an opinion. Here's what we would like. Can we do this? But you ain't telling me nothing. You ain't going to tell me what's going to happen. You're not going to talk to me crazy. If I would be like, is there someone else behind me that you're talking to? Because you cannot be talking to the man who makes your entire life possible. No way. Shima86 again, thank you. Every time I see Brandon on TV, I get pissed. This clown is destroying the country. I need to let off some steam, Bennett, by turning the TV off and chill. Yeah, you do. I find myself needing to unplug as well. For real. It's sometimes you need to let off some steam, Bennett. I wonder, was there like one guy who went through all Arnold's movies and was just like his one-liner guy? There was like, he comes with me, he's a package deal. Because his one-liners are fire. Arnold's one-liner, he's a dumb jackass now. But back in the 80s and 90s when he was doing action movies, the one-liners were unreal. Stick around. Sully, remember I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. All that shit. Where he fucking, these are like all from the same movie, except for Stick Around. But when he, on the airplane, he hits the dude with an elbow, puts him in a headlock, breaks his neck, which is impossible. Breaks his neck, puts him back in the seat, puts his hat down, a blanket on him. Stewardess comes by. Oh, excuse me. Don't bother my friend. He's dead tired. I wish there was just a dude that was Arnold's one-liner guy. Black Lake. The whole community is desensitized. It's unreal. Yeah. As a child, could you imagine as a child beating an old man and laughing? Throwing traffic cones at his head. And traffic cones are not light and flimsy. Traffic cones are heavy. Especially the base. They do that so they're able to stand up. But could you imagine 10? let's see, 10 years old. It was 1990 when I was 10 years old. I was riding bikes with my friends. We were playing with action figures, shooting BB guns, doing shit with black cat fireworks, trying to like tie them together or make them bigger. We were just doing stupid boy shit. But beating to death an old man was not on our list of things to do. It was nowhere in our mind, and we were not awake at 2:30 in the morning to do it. You think what, these kids just snuck out? They got their little string phones. Hey, meet me outside at 2:30. We're going to sneak out. Or did they just walk out, probably right past their mama or their grandmama and them? Probably walk right past them. Where are you going? Shut up, bitch. 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 As they call it, bitch. Bitch. I don't throw that word around lightly. I know I got buddies of mine, they call each other bitch. I don't like that. The word bitch to me, that's an attack on my manhood if you call me a bitch. I don't like that. But for a child, you should be talking like that. 2:30 in the morning, you better be sleepwalking. We better take you to a doctor the next day, and he better come out there and say, yeah, he's a sleepwalker. Because if you're not a sleepwalker and you're outside of my house at 2:30, when I go to bed at night, all of my children have been asleep for hours, and I know that they are inside and they are safe. They're not outside. If you're outside of my home at 2:30 in the morning, you better be sleepwalking. Because if not, you're going to have to explain to me and your mother very quickly why you're outside at 2:30 in the morning. 10 years old, 10 to 14 years old, beating a fucking old man to death. Two of them turned themselves in. It's animalistic. They're just wild. Like the soundtrack should have been just some jungle shit. Savages. I don't know, man. I do not know. That is some sick shit. JerichoGreen.net, people. $3.99 a month. Exclusive videos. My entire video archive. Cameo spots that I do on other people's platforms. It's all there. And then some. $3.99 a month. Also, mygreengear.com. My Green Gear. I call it that because I design it. It's from my mind. mygreengear.com. Check it out. Everything you need. Hats, shirts, hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, cups, whatever. We got them. mygreengear.com. Shake it. You get another super up in here? Up in here. Just the tip. That's what I say. At Jericho Green, there should be a law that if you, as a parent or parents, have a kid or kids that do stupid things like them, kids, the parents should get a ticket or punishment. There are places like that. I don't know if it's as far as crime, but I know in some schools, if your kid is truant or something like that, that the parents also get in trouble. And, you know, for some people who have remnants of being a good parent in them, that would probably work. But you think that bitch, that hood rat with those kids, you think she would even care about that? You think she would even care? You think she'd even be worried about who's going to take care of my kids if I get locked up because of this? Hell no. You're out of your mind. 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, okay. Let me catch her little ass outside the house at 2:30 in the morning. Grand Champs Pros, thank you very much. He says at 10, I was playing Call of Duty on 25 kill streak. Oh man, you are young. Because if you were playing Call of Duty at 10, you are a young man. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat. Damn, why you gotta make me feel old, man? At 10, you were playing Call of Duty? I was like 30 when Call of Duty came out. GAA. Jericho, please say, get to the chopper. There you go. General Kirby. Mayday, Mayday. Calling General Kirby. Come on, Bennett, I'm here. Kill me. Billy. Sorry, guys. I could go on all day. Eddie B, again, thank you very much for the Hamilton. JG, these kids are basically part and parcel of the Democratic policies for over 60 years. True. Which teach black women that they don't need black men, and thus begins the vicious cycle of drugs, crime, and death. That's right. They incentivize the breaking up of the black family, and here you have it. The reason you don't see any other racial groups doing this is because no other racial group has the number of out-of-wedlock births that we do, the amount of broken homes. That's why this shit happens. There's no father there to teach you how to curb your anger, how to deal with your emotions as a young man, how to act like a man, not a woman. As a little girl, you have no father there to teach you self-worth and self-respect, to show you what kind of man you should choose. I firmly believe, and I've said this before, if you have a son, as a man, you are teaching him what to be. And if you have a daughter, you are teaching her what to pick. And if you don't have that man there to show them that, they're not going to see it. There's a reason it takes two people to make a kid. It's because it takes two to raise them. They need to see the dad working and providing and protecting, so they know, okay, that's what I need to be, or okay, that's the kind of man I need to pick. I need to pick a man who's affectionate, a man who protects and provides and loves. Yes, dad's a little rough around the edges. Chances are you're going to ask mom to do something before you ask dad. That's all right. We have our roles. Moms have their roles, and moms execute them perfectly when there's a father in the house, period. The numbers of the statistics for what happens to kids who are raised in single-parent homes is staggering. 80% of inmates come from single-parent homes. 90% of runaways come from single-parent homes. You're 5 times more likely to drop out of school. You're like 9 times more likely to be poor, 4 times more likely to go to prison when you come from a single parent home. This ain't no bullshit. This ain't no time for, I don't need a man. Yes, you do. The fuck you don't. You need one and your kids need one. Shit is horrible, man. Patricia Whitman, thank you very much. Said, hold mom responsible for kids' misbehavior by taking away part of the welfare check. Then the mom might care. Take away all of it. Get your ass a job. How about, I can't work and take care of my kids. Well, guess who's opening a fucking daycare center, lady? You are. You do what you have to do to provide for your kids. You wanted to run the man out. You wanted to lay down and let some dude go without even getting his name. That's your fault. You want to have a baby with the dude that got 3 other baby mamas already and you knew about it before he dumped all in you? That's your fault. Get your shit together and take care of your kids. Work 2, 3 jobs. Well, actually, no, don't do that because you won't be around the kids. Open up a daycare center, get the qualifications, turn your house into a daycare, and start taking care of other people's kids so you can take care of yours at the same time. I don't give a fuck what you got to do. I don't care. I don't care. I have no sympathy for your situation. I have sympathy for those kids. I have sympathy for their situation. Fuck you. You work until you drop. I don't care. But you need to provide a good life for these kids so they don't go out and shoot your neighbors in the neck. Fucking disgusting. Disgusting. And the father who's not there, you ain't shit either. You dumping that woman and you take off, you're a piece of shit too. That's your fault. Valerie Rogers, again, thank you, young lady. She says, bet you had row B in when street lights came on. Yeah. Well, like I said, we grew up in a rural setting. We lived in a canyon. We lived on one hill on one side of the canyon. So all my mom had to do was go out in the front yard and yell my name. That shit echoed. And as soon as I heard my mom call my name, hey, guys, let's start dapping it up. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, man, you ain't going to stick around? Nah, man, I'm out of here. My mom just called me. Hey, see you later. Catch you tomorrow. All right, peace. That was it. My mom called me? This is me when my mom called me on my bike. Just getting it, getting home, getting it. Hurry up. My dad never had to come call me. Never. I never heard my dad yell my name from the porch. He didn't have to because my mom did. This is it, fellas. You know this is. You getting that bike. You're riding fast. You know, speed tears coming out of your eyes. Come on. Play that shit. You have to give your kids structure because life is about structure. Work. When you got to be there, what you have to do. Life is about structure. Businesses that you go into, they have times that they open and they close. Structure. What side of the road you drive on, where you park, how long you park. Structure. Life is structure. You have to give the kids the tools before they go out there in the world. By the time they get out there in the world, it's too late. You can't go back. It's like cooking. You can't take it out. If you put too much salt in your food, you either throw it away or eat it. But it's too late. You can't take it out. You can't remove it. Same with life. It's too late. You can't be 30 years old and now we're going to teach you about structure. Now we're going to teach you about respect, respecting authority, yourself, whoever. It's too late. Life is moving. We can't turn around and go catch that exit 10 miles back. We can't do it. We're moving forward. But these little kids, they're going to get killed. They're going to kill somebody, and that little girl's going to be pregnant by 14. Easy. Definitely. Again, thank you guys for the comments in the comment section. I see you here. Thanks for engaging with me. You guys are so engaging. Thank you so much. Get that out of the way. Lois War says, every time I curse as an adult, I can still taste the soap. That's right. As kids, you got to have structure. What you do as an adult, that's up to you. But you got to have structure as a child. They want it. These kids don't want to be wild and feral like that. They don't want that shit. They don't want the responsibility. Keep shit light for kids. Laughing, playing, getting in a little trouble, having a good time. Have a good time as a child. Make sure their lives are fun and full of good memories. Because adulthood is going to straddle them, spread its distended anus, and shit all over them. So we need to build them up high enough so when life chips away at them, there's still going to be something. Wild Bill 31, JG, can you get me out of therapy, please? I don't know if I can get you out. I don't know. But consider this a therapy session. Bach, Sarah Palin for president. I haven't heard that name in a while. Remember what they did to her in the media? They even made fun of her son that had Down syndrome or something. The media is fucking sick. H.G. Wells, structure breeds good accountability. Yeah, you have to be accountable for your actions. That's why it's so dangerous when you take a group of people and take that responsibility away from them. You take that accountability away. It's not your fault. You're doing this because of something that happened that you weren't even alive for. Slavery, Jim Crow, systemic racism. That's why. Here, give me your accountability. I'll give you an EBT card. You give me your accountability. You give me your kid's future. You give me your accountability. I'll give your kid a prison number. You give me your accountability, and I'll give your daughter a WIC card. That's what they're doing. Giving up or taking someone's personal accountability is dangerous. That's what breeds little monsters like this. Deborah Stanfield. I want to say Stansfield. Remember Lisa Stansfield? Been around the world and ay. Deborah Stanfield says, every child needs a mother and a father. It fucks kids' heads up. I know from experience. Even no kids, a man is needed. Thank you. Takes both. Mama has her part. Daddy has his. Tim Starr, I wish I grew up in the 1800s. I don't know, man. Life was kind of rough back then. Like there was no medical technology. It was pretty savage back then, but I see what you're saying. I wouldn't mind living in the 1800s. Shit, black people here. I'm gonna say something controversial. I don't give a fuck because it's true. Black people were doing better statistically in the 1800s than they are right now. Look up the marriage rates, business ownership, all that shit. Oh, all black people were slaves? Bullshit. Bullshit. There were slaves who got free and owned slaves. I'll say that one more time. Maybe you guys in the back were asleep. In America, there were slaves that were free, that became free, and then bought slaves. I'm just telling the truth, guys. I don't got time for bullshit. That takes too long. I just tell the truth. That's all. I've also said this before. My family, my blood, they were free by 1812. How many years is that before the Civil War? Anywho. I'm sorry I didn't get to some of the other things I wanted to talk about, like Roddy Ricch concert and people. Well, fuck it, I can get to that real quick. So yeah, I told you about that rapper Roddy Ricch, and people are all upset because there were white people at the concert saying the lyrics of his song that had the word nigga in it. Okay. Well, Roddy Ricch, you shouldn't have wrote that in your song if you didn't want people to sing it. And number two, 75% of hip hop, rap music, whatever you want to call it, is purchased by white people. Okay, so without those little white faces, John Gorzica. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard. John Gorzica. Didn't black people own white slaves? I don't know. It's probably true. Everybody was a slave at one point. They took people from Ireland and made them slaves in the sugarcane fields in the Bahamas. So it's 55 where you were born and raised, but we're going to take you down here where it's 1,000. It's 1,000 degrees, humid, bugs, malaria, all kinds of other shit you ain't never heard of. That's what happens to everybody. Probably so. Shit. Anybody could be sold. Back then, there's slavery now. Uh-oh, social justice warriors. You don't want to tackle the real shit, do you? But it's totally possible that black folks owned white slaves back in the day. It's America. Anything's possible. So anyway, Roddy Ricch, 75% of rap music is bought by white people. So without those little white faces in the crowd, you wouldn't be up there, Roddy Ricch. We wouldn't know who you are. Now, here's Josh Johnson. Thank you very much. Welcome to the fold. Here are my thoughts on it. I don't like the word. I use it when I'm making a point, when I'm talking about a specific subset of people. I don't use it at like the and. I don't like the word. Number one, it has horrible origins. It was a word used to demean and degrade a certain group of people based on their race. That shit's horrible. All right. Number two, as a kid, even in my home, that word was only used to describe bad people. Okay. My parents did not say that word freely, frequently. They were talking about, they were usually look at this sorry ass nigga over here. That's usually how they did that in my family. So it wasn't used all the time. Number three, I was called that as a kid growing up by some little racist kids. And even back then I knew it's not the kid's fault. They probably have fucked up parents who taught them how to use words like that. But when I was a kid, a few times people called me that. It's a very hurtful word. So what did I do? I hurt them. If somebody called me that growing up, I've mentioned this before. I remember watching a afternoon special or something. You know, it was basically this kid. He moved into a new neighborhood. The kids or someone spray painted the word nigger on his fence or something like that, right? And it was this kumbaya moment at the end. Oh, it's cool, man. I understand all this shit. And I remember thinking to myself, no, not me. I'm all about balancing the scales. If somebody does something to me or says something to me, fuck that. Because if I let them do that, then everybody's going to be calling me that. Whether or not it was true, whether or not that's true, I don't know. But in my young mind, that's what I thought. So any kid that called me that, we were fighting. That's it. I remember the last time when I was a kid, it's happened to me as an adult, but those are different circumstances. One time a guy said it at my work. But anyway, I'll tell that story some other time. But when I was at high school, I was like a junior in high school, and this Mexican kid said that to me, and he ran away. And so I caught up to him, and he had his backpack on, and I grabbed his backpack, and I swung him around and slammed him on the ground. He went rolling in a cloud of dust and gravel. I fucked him up. But that word is horrible and disgusting to me. I don't use it. I don't see it as for when people say, oh, we took that word and made it a term of endearment. That's stupid. Make up a new word or pick a different one. That word is horrible. But if you are going to make that shit, let's see, who asked that? Lala HK, I'm not a Libra, I'm a Scorpio. If you're going to put that shit out there and you are going to take the fruits of that, the money and the fame and the women and the cars and all that good shit, the concerts and the shows and the travel, you got to take all of it. Okay, you can't just take the good things that the N-word provided for you, Roddy Rich. You got to take all of it. And all of it includes white people saying that word at your concert. Sorry. If you feel awkward or don't like it or you mad, then don't write that shit in your songs. Or why don't you have a partial refund for white people? If they can't say the N-word, we will give back a certain amount, a certain percentage of your ticket price since you can't say all the words. Why don't you do that? You ain't going to do that. So shut the fuck up, let them say it, or stop writing it. Period. You can't be picking and choosing. That's what brought him here. You took their money, didn't you? You took their download, didn't you? You took the money for their download at the Apple Store for iTunes. What's a ticket cost to come see you, Roddy Rich? Probably a lot of money. You took their money when they bought your merch. So if you don't like them saying the N-word, stop writing it or shut the fuck up. Toughen up, kid. And anyone else out there getting mad. He wrote the shit. He wrote it. So if you wrote it, you have to expect people to be saying it. That's how it works for all music. Any type of music you like, you listen to it over and over again and you know the words and you sing it, whether in the car by yourself or not. So that is just absolutely stupid. You cannot pick and choose. Unless you're giving white people a partial refund because they can't say all the words to your song, then you need to let them say whatever they want. Now, on the other hand, oh yeah, like I said before, this goes for anybody. I think it is so weird to hear people who aren't black using the N-word. I don't know if I can fully explain that or whatever, but that shit is just weird. Why would you want to say that word? Do you not know what that word means? It's just weird as fuck to hear someone who's not black say it. It's almost like to hear black people say it, it's a different feeling. I think black folks definitely shouldn't use that word. But I'm not into censorship. You say whatever you want, but you also take the consequences too. Because if you say that word and somebody gets physical with you, well, you have to know that there's ignorant people out there who are going to take that as an excuse to harm you. So maybe you should be saying it everywhere. But if you say it, say it. But take with it what comes. But as far as in a concert or a setting like that, yeah, they can say it. You wrote it, fucking dummy. Are you going to get mad at them for repeating the words that you wrote? They're just repeating what you wrote. How can you get mad at that? Change what you write then, Roddy. See here, Mickey Mouse, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's £5 from the UK. Top man, Mr. Green, all day long. I think top man, that's like a British compliment. Thank you very much. Hello, Governor. Thank you for that, Mickey Mouse, 1, 2, 3. Go looking out. All right, guys, that's it. We did it. Don't forget, JerichoGreen.net, $3.99 a month. Venmo, GreenforGreen, Cashapp, $ Jericho Green, the number 1. Super chats, just like Mickey Mouse 123. You know how it works. P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. MyGreenGear.com. I finally have a web store. Get in there, peruse, look around. Remember, Ace Ventura said, go on, snoop around. So go ahead, check it out. Look at some shit, put some shit in your cart, buy some shit. It's all from here and here. Thank you, people. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody in the comment section. Everybody's questions, comments. Thank you. That's what makes live so much fun, that all the different people in here have different views and different questions and different statements who could take the conversation in all these different directions. And I appreciate it. I have a video that I recorded earlier. I will be uploading it after I'm done with my live. And in that video, I was talking about a little more in depth about the former Olympian Kim Glass, who was attacked in Los Angeles by a homeless guy. She was hit in the face with a metal pipe. Do you think that they've filed charges with the district attorney has filed charges yet? No. George Gascon is his name, who was also on the edge of being recalled, just like that disgusting piece of shit San Francisco DA a month or so ago. But I talk about that a little more in depth. I gave a call to an assistant district attorney, buddy of mine in the state of California, so they know how our stupid ass laws work and how this can end. As far as the punishment for this guy will make you pissed, and you will have one single drop of anger blood coming out here, or here. Check that out. It will be up soon. People, another live stream in the books. You were great. I was great. We were great. Say it with me. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.